Hello and welcome to another video. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 stocks I believe you should have on your watch list. Now, these are stocks that I actually haven't talked much about in my previous videos. So for those of you who have been following along, you know that I usually talk about AMD, Nvidia, SoFi, Palantir, etc. But these are 4 stocks that are a little bit newer on my radar, but I really think that I finally feel confident enough to share. And again, this is not financial advice, so I'm simply sharing my personal journey and what I've been doing with my portfolio. You can do with this information whatever you'd like. So let's go ahead and just go right into the first stock I want to talk about. The first one is called Quantum Computing, and that is ticker symbol QUBT. Now, this is a stock that I have been watching since the beginning of the year. And like I said, I always like to look at my charts in a 3-month perspective. So if I go back to April, this stock was actually trading for around $6. And if you look at where it's at right now, it is trading around $17 as of market close. And so as you can see, I mean, it's probably backwards on the screen, but there is a continuous uptrend going on right now. And I really believe that quantum computing and AI is the future. And if you are looking and educating yourself and just doing the research on these types of stocks early on, you are going to be very, very happy and grateful later in the future. So again, I'm going to say this one again. So it's Quantum Computing, QUBT, ticker symbol QUBT. Add it to your watch list, see what it's doing. And then, of course, if you like what you're seeing, you can always decide to jump in and start investing in this stock. All right, the second stock I want to look at, and again, this is a newer watch list that I created for these 4 stocks. So the second one that I want to talk about is called Tempest AI, and that is ticker symbol TEM. And again, we're in the kind of AI. I know AI is kind of a trend right now, and everybody keeps thinking like, well, it might just be a trend. It might just be a bubble. I personally don't believe that. I think AI is here to stay. I think we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg, and it's going to blow up massively in the coming years. And so instead of trying to fight AI, I think we should just partner with it and really just educate ourselves, do the research, and figure out ways that we can actually benefit from artificial intelligence. So when I look at Tempest AI, and again, I look at it from the 3-month perspective, it was trading for around $41 back in April. We are looking at it at around $60 as of market close. So again, another really great uptrend going on. This is one that personally, I would say that I like to see it around the support levels that I've been seeing, which is closer to the $50 range. So anywhere between $50 to like $55, that's typically where I would want to add more shares. But again, pretty early on for the AI industry, there are a lot of stocks that people are talking about. This is just one that I personally have been watching, so I would like to put it on your radar. Again, that is ticker symbol TEM. All right, awesome. Next one I have on here is called Vistra. This is again, another stock that I have been watching over the last about 6 months. This one is a clear uptrend. It's actually pretty incredible what it's done. If you look at it from April, so about 3 months ago, it was going for around $109, and right now it is at around $197. So even if you just look at that in itself, that is a 79% increase. That means that this stock has gone up $87 in the last 3 months. So again, what I like to do as well is whenever I want to look at, okay, where's the support? Where should I actually be buying? I usually look at the one month chart. And if you look at these bottoms, so 182, this bottom, 182, this bottom, 181. So that's actually pretty cool. I like that it gave me the same number. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but 182 seems to be the support for this stock, which means that right now we're at 196. What I would do is that I would wait for a pullback to that 182 range, and then I would buy some shares at that 182 range, assuming that it's going to continue the uptrend that we've seen over the last 3 months and continue to go up. So this is another one that I have been watching. This is actually in the in the electricity and power generation industry. I like to diversify my portfolio as much as I can. I wasn't always like this. I usually just like to invest in the tech industry, but that can be a little bit tricky because usually when tech is down, and it's really, really not fun to see your portfolio struggling. So usually adding some other industries can kind of balance out your portfolio. Again, this is one that is newer for me. It's ticker symbol VST. And I'm definitely gonna jump on that. And then the last one, also in the energy industry, and one that I have been watching and actually did a crazy move today. This is why it's important to spend some time doing the work after the market hours, because you start to see trends and you start to see and you're able to kind of see when certain stocks are moving. And this is one, again, I've been watching for a while now. Looking at the 3-month chart, in April it was around $197, and right now it is around $335. So this is, again, up 69%, $137 in 3 months. That is crazy momentum. And these are the opportunities that are literally life-changing. These are the opportunities that I write down and I'm like, you know what? A lot of times we tend to think, okay, I just missed it though. That's a huge move. But that's not always the case, right? I think the important part is that over time, as you start to analyze different stocks and see different trends, you're able to feel more confident about stocks quicker. So for me, that I have been wanting to be very strategic with how I'm building out my portfolio, my sweet spot is 3 to 6 months. I typically don't hear about a stock and buy it immediately. Especially like the meme stocks, the stocks that everyone talks about, the ones that are all over social media, like buy this stock. Like I don't like to fall for that, although some of those end up being very profitable, and then you kind of just are like, dang, like I wish I would have jumped on it. Me personally, I like to be a little bit more strategic. I spend some time after hours reading articles. I spend some time watching the charts. I like to create new watch lists, follow along the stocks for a couple of months before I personally decide to add it to my portfolio. And that's what's worked best for me. So I'm not saying you have to do this, but I do highly encourage you, if you don't already have watch lists created, you can create a watch list for stocks that are already in your portfolio. You can create a separate one for ones that you want to watch. You can create a separate one for ones that you want to have a dividend. You can create a separate one for a different industry that you're interested in. For example, AI, which is really, booming right now. So you can create multiple ones and just stay on top and educate yourself and research, and then add as you feel confident with each stock. So again, these are the 4 stocks that I personally have been watching and want to start adding to my portfolio, and also potentially do some options trading with. CEG is one that I have seen some really great moves for options trading. And so if I go back to that one, actually I'm already on it. For CEG, if I look at the 1 month chart, what I like to do, and you can do this, it doesn't have to, this is the Robinhood app on my monitor, but you can do this with you can do this with TradingView, you can do this with Robinhood, you can do it on Charles Schwab, you can do it on you can even do it on Google. If you search a stock on Google, it'll give you the chart, and you should be able to toggle and see the supports. So the support in this case that I would look at is around, let's see, all these bottoms in the last month. So this one, so around 304, like 304 to 308 is a really good support level. So again, what I like to do is I actually don't necessarily like to add shares or buy or even do options trading when I see that it's reaching an all-time high, or that it's, that it's spiked up like this. I don't like to chase the stock. I usually wait for it to do a pullback and get in at a lower price. So for this one, I would say that, a golden range would probably be in the low 300s. But even if you look at some of these other ones, so like 310 to 312 is another good range. So, again, CEG is one that I have been doing options trading with, a newer one I would say consistently these last maybe 4 weeks, and that range right there, anywhere in the 300s up until 310, 312. Whenever I see that dip, especially now that it's run up to 335, I will get in. So this is not financial advice. It's just simply what I'm doing. Take the information and do with it whatever you like. But don't tell me I didn't tell you, because that's the number one thing. And the main reason I'm recording these videos is to, one, hold myself accountable. I do want to look back and be able to see, like, dang, Joss, you were literally on a random like weekday in July in 2025 sitting down looking at these stocks and analyzing, and 10 years from now, I want to be able to look back at this video and be like, yeah, girl, you're glad you did that. So, with that